what, as a photographer, when I was making this book, Picasso.
Yes.
It took me I think over a year, photographing up on the third floor of La California, his home in Cannes, Villa California. We made a bathroom and blacked out all the windows, black. And day after day after day, I was photographing these things. He was in the next room. I never once went in that room. I wasn't invited. It was his room, my room. Now, my eternal regret is that it's here in Barcelona, the great Las Meninas. How could I not know what he was doing? I put Lumpy, my dachshund, in front of the canvas with Picasso painting it. Would have been incredible for history.
Yes.
And Kappa had said in Istanbul in 1947, 9 years earlier, sometime if you go, I was living in Italy at that time.
Yes.
And I was going to go do a story on the Berbers in Morocco. So going from Italy, Rome, around here to Morocco, I went through Cannes on the French Riviera. I said, Jesus, that's right. 9 years ago, Kappa said, sometime go say hello to Picasso. For me, Kappa. Nobody would give me his name, where he lived. We don't know him, no, we don't know him. Everybody was protecting Picasso. And by chance, I stayed in a hotel that night in Cannes, and the lady on the desk was the daughter of a racing car driver I'd known in Germany. I drove a racing car at that time. So she said, oh.
She arranged the phone call.
She gave me the number. I telephoned the number, and a woman answered, Spanish. I said, look, I'm in Spanish, lousy Spanish. Yo soy David Duncan, fotógrafo de la guerra, amigo de Picasso. Yo estoy esperando a ver y hablar con el maestro. Speak English, please. I understand you, but please speak English. Okay. I'm Jacqueline. Come to the house. Maybe. I'll go give me a few minutes. He went upstairs. So I waited. Come now. He's waiting for you. I drove up. The door opened. This beautiful girl. My little sister said about this. Black scarf, black sweater, black pants, black shoes. Not one word. Sin hablando nada. Ninguna palabra, nada. Upstairs, a Victorian 19th century house, La California, up to a sitting room. Nothing, except a few sketches of Jacqueline. And following the telephone line in to the bathroom. Here's Picasso in the bathtub. Hola, ¿qué tal?
And that's that wonderful photograph.
I said, I'd brought a ring from Afghanistan. He looked at it. I said, look, I'm a photographer. I'm stupid, which I was. He said, I go back to my car and get my camera. I made the first shot in the bathtub. He's scrubbing his back just like a little boy. Then Jacqueline scrubbing his back. That's my first photograph. And it's interesting though, I gave him the ring. It was from Afghanistan. And it had in the ring, it was a carnelian around the time of Christ, 2,000 years old.
Yes.
With the image of a little rooster in his beak was some wheat. And I had said to myself, it looks like a Picasso in my innocence. I gave it to him. I wonder what he used, this guy 2,000 years ago, this other artist. I gave the ring to my archive in Texas, to Austin, Texas, down there. I went away for a year, and then I quit life because of the story I did in Afghanistan.
Yes.
I quit, and I met Picasso again, and that began 17 years of friendship. Most people came and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked. I didn't talk. I was taking photographs. Your team, you're a photographer. Nobody's talking. They're working. I was working at the same time. Sometimes days would pass, we didn't exchange 100 words. Nada. Ni unas palabras. Nada. Oh, Ismail. Leica made 4 special cameras for me, called a Leica 3M. Well, I made mine, they made a Leica M3D, the 3Ds for David Douglas Duncan. So they made 4 of these cameras, and they were, this is before digital was making the moonlight, but on a normal, on a reflex camera, you hear the shutter, you hit it. And I was photographing dozens of times as close as you. But it's
very quiet.
Incredible, like just the wing of a mosquito maybe. So the sound of my camera did not intrude on his work, on him thinking that Jesus, Asmayor, ciao, out. Never. I could go right close to you. But mostly the studio upstairs, the 3rd floor. But in the dining room, on the table, he's painting his photograph in color, a portrait. And suddenly, I was still photographing. He turned, it's for you. And I photographed him coming toward me with the picture coming all blurred, fantastic, all in color. Oh no. Posing? Never, not one. No. Sometimes for the fun of it, he would turn toward me, like when he had on the
head
clown's
yes.
shirt, just for fun. But not posing in this. I was working, but sometimes just for fun. Like when he was on the cover of one book, The Private World of Picasso, he has on a clown's mask. It wasn't for me. He's waiting for Jean Cocteau, the poet. And Cocteau came in, and it was to him, welcome Cocteau, welcome. I remember once we were at the bullfight in Fréjus, a very small bullfight. And after the bullfight, a little mother came with a little child and said, Mr. Picasso, I make a photograph for my little girl. Not for you, for her, for the little girl. He said, now, you stand right over there, and your mother get the photograph right beside you. I gave her a Picasso. They expect eyes like that, you know.
Yes.
So it was for fun and generosity. They expected to see Picasso's eyes like this. So that's what he gave them. So you have to understand this guy.
Yes.
And I didn't understand him. I often thought to myself, here's this guy next to me, from like your La Vida here at the show. You just have it from Cleveland.
Yes.
Down. This man who, through the years, would imagine so many different things, I'd be sitting next to him, like this is Chateau de Vauvenargues.
Yes, that's his
the great
studio.
room upstairs.
Yes.
But I'd be sitting next to him in a place like this, right next to him. I'd look at him. What's this guy thinking? You could never tell by looking at him what was going on inside, because it may later be something totally different, totally unrelated to the man you saw sit right there. Like look at my hand, but you know, what's in the hand? Like a fortune teller.
Yes.
What's in the hand?
Yes.
What's there? I don't know. What is in that guy's head? I have the faintest idea. It was always a mystery. A mystery. It was like my home. I'd come up to the door, tap the horn of the car, the gates would open. It was my home. Is that mine?
I think that's your phone.
These are announcements from the SFR, nothing to do with me. No, but I was, look, I lived there. I'd go very late at night, go home at night, back to our apartment in Cannes. I'd come very early in the morning, and that was it. I was there all the time. This morning, I was about to say this morning, another side. At dinner time, we sit there, and remember one night, there was always he had a preference for a vegetable soup, no flavor. Awful, terrible. And often, Jacqueline would prefer, nobody, she cooked the dinner every night. I'd come down late, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock down there. It was late down there to have dinner. And one night, we had soup, boiled chicken, potatoes. I don't drink coffee or anything. I just have milk for me. No wine, nothing. And for dessert, a banana. And I thought about it this morning, right here in Barcelona, this morning. The banana was slightly old. I finished the banana almost to the end, and the end was slightly brown, and it was like a little bit. He was sitting there. Jacqueline was here. He reached across. Oh no. He took the banana. Don't waste food. He didn't say one word, but he was thinking back to his childhood here, probably in Spain, when it was difficult to get a banana and not to eat the whole thing, you know. And this morning at the hotel, I came to the end of a croissant, and I started to leave it. This morning, today, I took some more marmalade. I ate it because of Picasso. Can you imagine? This morning. I think that same method, don't waste it. So these things have saved me for all my life, you know, so that
yes,
you can't put a side around what you think about. In fact, I photographed him for about a year, and I went to New York. I said, look, maybe. You mentioned all these photographs. I gave it to him. He'd seen stacks. I photographed him, look at stacks of photographs. I said, look, I'm going to New York para vender un cuento de libro, un cuento de las fotos de Picasso. There. And maybe I can sell them. I got to New York, and a friend of mine, one of the publishers said, this is more than a story. You make the private word of Picasso, wonderful. So I telephoned him in Cannes. I was in New York. I said, look, in my lousy Spanish, I said, ha dicho que se puede vender un cuento, pero en vez de un cuento, ahora yo puedo vender un libro. Es otra cosa completamente
diferente.
Es su libro. And I saw it like that. It became Mundo, Privado de Pablo Picasso in, I think, 5 languages. In fact, I'd been working for about a year, and we were having, he was having coffee, I was having hot chocolate on the terrace of the Carlton Hotel there in Cannes. And in the meantime, I'd sold the rights to private world Picasso, so I had about $15,000 put aside. And he was sitting there. I said, look, I've sold my book, your book, Private World. I've made some money. Is it possible to buy a picture from you? Bah! Again. Ismail just looked at me. Just in other words, Ismail. So I didn't never again. 4 years later, I came back from Russia in my Papillon Mercedes, coming down from Moscow, St. Petersburg, Helsinki, Arctic Circle, and I bought in St. Petersburg 2 kilos of caviar for them. Finland, down to Sweden, full speed across Germany, slow in Switzerland, down. I got home with Sheila, breakfast, took the caviar, went to the gate open, pop, 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 pop. He heard the motor. He's upstairs. Ismail, venga arriba, enseguida, venga arriba. So I went up with the caviar. And when I went in this upstairs, the 3rd floor of what they were in painting, there's a huge painting of a nude, which in Chicago, out in Chicago. I looked at it. I mean, canvas as big as this. Ismail, what did you say? I said, Jesus, son Victoire. Ismail, what did you say? I said, Saint Victoire. Of course. And then the nude, the body of the nude is a silhouette of the mountain Saint Victoire, the famous Saint Victoire. And I photographed him at that time with Jacqueline. He said, get out. I just came from Russia. Get out. Okay. I knew him very well by this time. I got it. He took the portrait of Jacqueline I'd made earlier, part of my amigo Duncan. He signed it. That's the picture he gave me. It's in one of these books. Yeah, that's when he gave it to me. That was it, just like that. So at that time, he gave that, and then he said, Las Meninas. Oh yeah, you have the photographs here.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
The last day, when it's incredible because I'd never heard of Vauvenargues when he bought it. Douglas Cooper helped him find it. Near Aix-en-Provence.
Yes.
And one day, I came and said, Ismail, we're going to Nîmes. Nîmes, okay. So went to Nîmes. It was I think it was September, October. I went to the hospital in Nîmes. I didn't ask questions. I just said, okay, we're going to Nîmes Hospital. He went in to visit a picador who had been gored in the bullfight. And the poor guy said, hey, Pablo. There was one Pablo. I made a mistake. He got gored. So the guy's in his bed. And just as we left, Jacqueline gave him an envelope filled with French francs. I mean, thousands. So then we head back across country. Mid-afternoon, I said to her, this is not the road back to Cannes. X, countryside, it's my new house. Vauvenargues. I saw it for the first time. We went down up to Vauvenargues. And maybe this is when I started using color. You asked me, maybe.
Yes.
In the pocket of my old leather coat, it was cold. I had an expired roll of Kodachrome. And we got in front of the chateau. He's there. And he had on my ring from Afghanistan. Always on his first finger, left hand. I don't believe it. There are 3 rainbows. There are 3 rainbows above the Vauvenargues. So I took out the black and white. I took this old roll of Kodachrome, put in, And I was going, and at 22 millimeter lens, a wide angle lens. I came back, I could pick up 1.5 rainbows, but there were 3 that day. That's why I started shooting Kodachrome right there.
Great.
That reminds me.
Great.
That's when I started.
So at the beginning of Vauvenargues.
Yeah, and it's the one. I don't remember. Yeah, you have this time. We moved, when he moved to Vauvenargues for the first day, you have the picture downstairs. The chauffeur, John, was holding the Perro, dragging him up, put him in the car, and the most stupid dog in the world. That's in Vauvenargues.
Yes.
Claude and Paloma would come for the vacation, a wonderful time, summertime vacation, from being with their mother, Francois Gillot, in Paris. They would come down. They'd go to the beach. They'd have dinners all together, play together. My photographs show the kids. I think you'll show it in the next exhibit here.
Yes.
With Claude, Paloma, Kathy. Look, Jacqueline. For all the failings with Kathy, Jacqueline also saved Picasso. She closed the door to people, even like you, basically. He's working. He could work and think and do it for the last 10, 15 years. People hated her because she was protecting Pablo Picasso, and he painted all these things you've seen. You know, these famous half-baked historians and professors, they didn't even know the man. They didn't know him. I think it's going to make it so clear. Well, I didn't know what I was looking at. Here. This picture I had on my easel. And he came in, and I said, you know, Maestro, you should really design hats and clothing for Dior. For Dior. I said, look at the hat, look at the wonderful thing. Yes, Maya, you were in the war, yes. Don't you see what it is? It's a hat, a wonderful hat. It's a Japanese battleship and the rising sun of Japan. That's what that is. That's a Japanese. This is a little bird coming in to tell the American red, white, blue, the American flag. This is an American admiral of the American fleet said, war is coming. Here's the Japanese, the battleship. This was painted 1.5 years before Pearl Harbor. That's what I'm getting at. Now, he told me that. He told me, so I know now what it is. But when I saw it, I thought it was a funny hat, a funny Picasso hat. But how can it be more profound than that? This is history, anticipating history by a man painting here. Can you imagine? That's why I say, I sit next to him, what's this guy thinking? I have no idea. And here, only because he told me, now I know what he was thinking, and yet these professors from all these, they hadn't any idea at all. Now, one point more is that these guys were such big shots. Picasso. I'm sitting there right here in Barcelona. In 50 years, not one music director, not one professor, nobody has ever come and said, what did he tell you? It's a waste. I'm 97 now. Imagine. My memories, I can tell, and talking, it drives Sheila crazy. Because I have so many memories. Before, I'm just a mirror with a memory. Then I'm getting a mirror with a memory, that's me. But I could give it to you, I give it to the professor. Said, "What did he tell you is my plenty? I've told you too much now. Ciao. Bye-bye."
Thank you so much, David.
Eri con eri cigarro, eri con eri barrio, que rápido corren los carros, cargado por ferrocarril.